This is when you come together as a fan base. This is when you put genuine standards forward. This is when you come together and unite. This is when you get to raise the quality, improve the culture. This is when you get to prove, in my opinion, that you are an actual fan of the football club over a player, over agendas, over preferences, and anything else. Because it's time, absolute time, that we get rid of this guy. Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, stormed off in the 90th minute of the game down the tunnel. It has now since been revealed. It has been since revealed that he refused to come on as a substitute. Refused to come on as a substitute. He told Erik ten Hag no. He told Erik ten Hag no. That is unacceptable on every level. Whether it's talking about transfers publicly, leaking information to the media, refusing to do what your manager tells you, unacceptable. Even more so to do it so brazenly, so publicly. He's quite literally throwing down the gauntlet and saying to the manager, I think I am bigger than you. I think I'm bigger than Manchester United Football Club. And of course, we know that these news reports are true. Cristiano Ronaldo has come out himself and issued a very strange, a peculiar apology, talking about how he's always respected his colleagues and adversaries and coaches. I'm the same person now as I have been for the last 20 years. I started young, and the older I get, the more important it is to influence the young players. There's a little line in here that says, unfortunately, that's not always possible, and sometimes the heat of the moment gets the best of you. He then goes on to kind of talk about how hard he's going to train, blah, blah, blah,
Blah, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
blah. I don't care about any of that, Ronaldo. I literally don't care about any of that. He didn't debunk, push back, or deny, or say, that's fake news to anything that's been printed. He refused to come on. And this is where Man United fans have got to come together, because there's a witch hunt now for Erik ten Hag. And this isn't about defending Ten Hag personally. This is about the position of manager. If we go back to 2015, I sat on streams with some of the people that are now the biggest names in football social media and said, if we allow player power to become an integral part of the Man United dressing room, we will not see success for many, many years. I was laughed at. 7 years later, the best part of a decade later, I'm right. I remember in the Jose, Pogba, Martial debacle, I said, if we as fans side with these players over preference, we are setting a precedent that could take years and years and hundreds of millions of pounds to fix. I was right. And we now have another opportunity. You are not protecting Ten Hag. This is not Ten Hag versus Ronaldo. This is Manchester United versus Ronaldo. And I challenge you as a fan. I challenge you as a supporter. If you are putting the insubordinate, disgraceful behavior of Ronaldo above your football club. Now, if you're a Ronaldo fanboy, I expect you to be angry. I expect you to be crying. I expect you to be boo-hooing, just like this guy.
The fact that Ten Hag is absent from this is proof he hates him. 700 club goals is a milestone never seen before in the history of football. Ronaldo might be good or bad.
But Ten Hag hates him. Either way.
These men are out here defending him blindly. And that's fine, because they are not fans of Manchester United. United fans have got to push back against this, stand with Ten Hag, stand with the figurehead of Man United manager, and then push hard on these parasite Glazers to ensure that the culture at the club is fixed. People hate these buzzwords: culture, rebuilds, projects. People hate, rivals especially, hate the Glazers being blamed for anything. They despise it. you have to ask yourself, why do they despise it? And they despise it for one very, very, very simple reason. It's not fun. It's not sexy. It's kind of boring. It's boring. They want you shouting and hollering at players, saying Trashford. They want you slamming new signings. They want you going after Ronaldo only because a lot of rivals don't like Ronaldo either. Or they want you turning on Ten Hag. They want to see like a civil war. What they don't want to see is a unified fan base going for the Glazers and saying, do not let Ronaldo win. Move him on. Get him out now. Let's get rid of him. Let's stand by our manager because that puts the willies. That puts the willies up our rivals. Oh, God. These boards start to get their decision-making right. Hire the right people, buy the right players with the power and money they've got. Man United could be great again. God never sleeps. Cristiano Ronaldo's sister takes another swipe at Eric Ten Hag and says karma exists. Now, I'm not going to lie. I read the first few lines of the article, and through sheer boredom, through sheer lack of interest, I decided to stop reading it. But then I forced myself to go back into it. This is his nearly 50-year-old sister who has clearly benefited very much off of his great life, crying and moaning and attacking the manager of Man United for not picking her 37-year-old brother, who is in terrible form, who tried to force a move out the football club in the summer, who, because he didn't have a pre-season, isn't fit enough, isn't in an athletic shape enough to be able to contribute in the hardest league in the world. Facts. Facts. This notion that he warmed up twice and didn't bring him on is a disgrace. No, it isn't. This is Man United Football Club, not Ronaldo FC. But of course, with the fanboys circling, with the fake apologies, with his sister talking to the media, of course, Man United are being made out to look like public enemy number one, the likes of Piers Morgan as well, crying and boo-hooing over his best friend or wannabe best friend. It's a disgrace. And as Mark Goldbridge said the other day, Ronaldo walks off down the tunnel. I blame the Glazers. They've created a mess by not letting him go when Ten Hag said it was okay to. And Goldbridge is absolutely spot on here. Spot on here. Ronaldo has got to go. He has got to go in January. I don't like Man United losing money for the wrong reasons. Losing money, losing face for the right reason. In fact, this wouldn't even be losing money. You're paying him 400 grand a week to not score, to not perform, to be a problem in the dressing room. It is financially acceptable. Financially, I'm looking for a word here. Financially beneficial for the club. It is also extremely important for the togetherness and harmony of the dressing room. Let me tell you a little inside bit of information here. I was told by a journalist privately yesterday, this might even be public information as well, though, that the players were celebrating so hard on Wednesday night, they didn't even realize Ronaldo wasn't there. Now, there are reports this morning that Manchester United and club sources at Man United believe that a strategy is now being considered after Ronaldo stormed out on how to get rid of him, how to move him on in January. And this needs to happen. The good news is there isn't that much football between now and January. 3 or 4 more Premier League games, and then there's some games around the Christmas period. And I know that it's going to make Man United weaker. I know it's going to make the squad lighter. But as I've said, he ain't scoring or performing. So throw an academy player in there. An academy player is going to do as well as this version of Cristiano Ronaldo. And I know his fanboys are going to cry in the comments. How can you say an inexperienced kid's going to do as well? The guy can't score. The guy can't run. The guy can't press. The guy doesn't want to play. The guy's refusing to come on as a substitute. I'm as good as this Ronaldo. I'm awful. He's awful. Being a little bit sarcastic there, but give an academy player a chance. There must be a striker that you can bring in and say, listen, you're the backup now, my friend. You're going to get a chance. You're going to get an opportunity to shine. Ronaldo's terrible, disgraceful behavior is my gain. That is what needs to happen. He's got to go. You've got to get Cristiano Ronaldo out of my football club and fast. Hit that like and share button for me, people. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace as well. Very, very important to us that you do that. Turn on the bell notifications. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And Ronaldo out.